This map is very easy to get overwhelmed with. It's making no sense. Right. 2 match. Go, go, go. You're holding us up. Hiya, welcome back to the next episode of the Transport Fever 2 Redevelopment series, where I have jumped back into a map from 2022, which has already been worked on by quite a lot, and I am trying to improve on the map and just revisit where I was 4 years ago. Some quick maths there. So in the last episode I built a little metro line through a town called Sidmouth and a high-speed rail line. So now I am moving on a bit further into the map, where I start off by setting up a new tools manufacturing line utilising the highway that's been made there. I'm just naming some lines here, and there go the trucks. It's 2018 right now, so everything is pretty good, especially for the roads. Don't need to use trains as much, but we'll get back into trains later on in this video. So right now we're driving to the forest area. There are a lot of logging camps in this part of the map. And Blackpool is receiving nothing right now, so it's the perfect place to be shipping tools to from our new factory. Now the only thing I wish I did here was extend the platforms a little bit, because these longer trucks do like to get stuck. So as you can see here, we have 6 if you're including the one on the far left. 6 logging camps altogether, so this is one big forest to me. And we're doing a bit of colouring in right now, because I despise the generic green and yellow areas of the map. Horrible. So there I realised the platforms are a bit short, but I tried to deal with it by adding a couple of warehouses. We continue colouring in. I'm leaving the station here. I may move it, but with the new cargo hubs that I'm planning on building on this map, that station will get used. Just colouring in the hills, painting the hills with the alpine grass with some rocks on the steeper sides reminds me of my home, Scotland. We call them bens. We don't necessarily have mountains compared to anywhere on the continents of this planet. However, they're in proportion to the landscape, you know. They still have grandeur. So here I'm planting some forests, some shrubs along the hilltops. A little forest, not as dense, close to the city. That train is part of the 2 railway lines that we changed going into Topsham in the last episode. Now a bit of technique work with paintbrush. Some textures have a bit more of a scattered sort of effect, where other ones are more of a block. So what I like to do is create one big block, leaving some harsh circle lines or square lines, and then you use these textures, sorry about that, to help take away from the lines, and you get a nice patched look. We'll see some more of that work in a moment. I don't love how these rocks turned out. There's a lot of scree as well, but it works for now. It's better than what it was, in my opinion. Maybe you'll think differently. If you don't like the hills, let me know. Or if you have any names for these hills, they are landmarks on the map, then again, I'm open to suggestions. So here I'm planting some productive forest, let's say, in these big gaps that the 5 main logging camps on the map. Give it a bit of scale for what it's actually producing here. And again, dirt to cover in the blanks. Now this is my example. So dirt is a rather flat texture, and then we get the soil and go over all the little gaps. And it takes away all the lines left, as you can see there, and you're left with a nice area. It's like it was there the whole time. Back into the live action. So we're riding along this intercity train, one that we rebuilt the tracks for in the first episode, and we've just came out of a time lapse here where I've done a lot of painting and admiring the new truck routes on the bumpy highway. I've set up another tools production, and that's now servicing Blackpool and supplying a town with a second supply of tools to get the industry up and running. But I've set a goal for this map. I want to utilise all the industries and to get things working as well as I can, and of course turn profits. But as you can see down at the bottom there, we're doing pretty well for profits, so that's not really... It's a goal. If we end up losing a lot of money, then I'll just fail. But I would like to get all the industries running. It looks like most industries are already running. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 industries to connect. And then we try and distribute the goods as best as we can. That's decent. If we come here, I have... Huh? I thought I saw an ore mill in mine. That's just... How is that working? Oh, it's because it's... Of course it's always producing. Okay. Wah wah wah. So, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, we have loads of natural resources. Alright, now we're back into the second time lapse where I start the first cargo hub in this series. I'm calling them Century Hubs because I've came back after a while, and we're going to make this map iconic. So it's a terminus, we're outside Sidmouth, and we're going to get that goods factory up and running today. There's not going to be any months waiting around over budget, all that. None of that. We're going to be doing better than any developed country in the world. In the West. China seemed to do quite good. And Southeast Asia in general, they've got some good trains going on. So good. Yeah, I need to... Let's fix this. This is horrendous. So... Yes, Gregor, it sure is horrendous. So... We're going to fix this motorway before we lay any tracks. Double it up. The motorways in this map are all over the place. This one was the worst. What kind of motorway do you see that ends like that? Nowhere. We're in Europe. We like a roundabout, so we're adding a second roundabout to the other side of the city. There it is. Hook it up. We'll get the approach done first, get the exit on, bring it around, there we go. Oh dear, better. You're not happening, so we're going to try again. It's a bit high, so we come under, finish it off. Not bad. Right, so now we get on to some more train stuff. We have an oil refinery down by the Century Hub, so we're going to hook up this oil well with a train station. Now this is a big hill to come down, especially for a train, and luckily we have a tunnel there that the metro goes under, so we're going to go over it And whoa, that's way too high, so we're going to try that again. And we just snake over the tunnel, and then we come down to join the metro tracks. However, we kind of stay raised up, so we do a lot of terraforming here. We're going to pretend that there are some dikes, very long pieces of rock that used to be lava and they've dried up, and then over time the rock around it is softer generally, so what's left behind is a massive spine, finger, ridge-like feature. So we're going to pretend that this train line is built on a dike. Down it goes, and just conveniently we're going to be able to bridge over everything that is in our way. Some more terraforming here. No more bridges. And boom, we have a connection. We're going to double it up straight away, because this line in the future will connect to the town at the top of the hill as well. It won't just be for crude oil trains. There we go, connection made. Signaled up. Just for easiness, we'll put a depot here. Good to go. We'll get the first train going. Something with good power. And we go for the Eurodal and some wagons. Get the line set up. And it's good to go. Now we have a second oil well here. We're going to plug that into the station at the top of the hill. Make the most of the train line and reduce the traffic going through the city. Sometimes you gotta build a tunnel first. And there we go. Now we've got to get under these tracks, so I decide another bridge won't hurt. So we dig out some hill, rebuild the bridge, get the road. Don't do that, but do that instead. Don't do that instead. Very good. Come up, connect. Get the truck stops in. And hook it up. Perfect. And colour in whilst you're there. Look at that horrible yellow texture disappear. Ugh, so good. So I got those oil wells connected to the town, and now I've got the line going in, getting the trucks. In it goes. Change the colour to a colour that you can't really see. It's not an important line. Now we want to check the rates. I think that's what I'm trying to do anyway. Oh no, putting the maintenance on. Another good practice in the game. I don't think I actually put the maintenance on there. Now we check the rates. And I decide to add a second train to keep things going, because an oil well does 400 units. So I make it 10, which that's enough for one resourcer now. I duplicate. We're slightly over, so I take some wagons off. And that's good enough. That's 800 units coming down to the refinery. And of course, we colour in. even just a little bit of colour over that yellow. I feel the game was generated this way, so it encourages you to colour over. So we go back to in-game Gregor for a moment. Good for now. What are you doing? Why are you coming this way? Bournemouth machines. I should... Oh, that's an idea. Oh, that's an idea. So... City Street. I wonder if I can street into here. I like this, so we'll get rid of this. And then we'll go up. Bridge. And instead of that, I'll do this. Oh, that's amazing, and it takes away from the emissions in Sidmouth. Love it! Oh, that's incredible. Very good, very nice. Okay, thank you, in-game Gregor. You're still a bit echoey there, but I think you're working on it, so we'll wait and see how you're doing in the next episode or the one after that, because I've already recorded something after this. So I'm extending to this hub, and I've decided that we're going to bridge over that road, so that pink line can shift a bit closer to the road and we can bridge over it easier, and the line changed straight away. I preferred that, especially that harsh corner. That's no good. There's a couple harsh corners in this map that we will be fixing. So this is the start of the mega cargo hub. It really gives its century name, as I'm calling these hubs century hubs, because these are, I guess you could call them mega projects, just with the size of the bridges and the scale of the construction. So we're coming over highways, we're coming over multiple things at once. We have tracks going alongside a town, which will have a future station right there, as well as tunnels. It's iconic. It's honestly such a nice ride. We'll ride it in a moment, but right now just trying to keep things flat, keep things high enough, make some more mountains that were there all along. Now we already have that other bridge from the first episode that was a bit of a struggle to get over. Even with the bridge being as high as it is, whilst I'm making this line, it became more of a cross tracks, as you see there. You see, so to get that over, we've made it. Now we branch off from the line we just made, coming along that dike. And here I'm trying to keep the track speed up, even though I'm using 120mph tracks. So I'm really just trying to get that curve right, making it look like the bridge isn't excessive, so I do a bit more terraforming. I don't want too much bridge, there's enough bridge on this line already. But we get there, so we have officially done one corner of the map in one line. And we're getting hooked up to the Sidmouth Century Hub, and we're going to double it up straight away. I did wonder, do we just leave it as passing places, but this is 2021 at this point and we've got the money, we may as well double all these things up. And of course it's not a hub without a lot of gravel around it, a bit of painting, getting rid of those horrible colours, and a bit more blending there, like I was explaining earlier in this video. Get another depot in, get a train on the go, and we're going to slow it down for a ride along in just a few. Okay, this is the last part of this video, finally getting the goods factory on the go. So we're adding a new section to the steel mill, buying some trucks, ones that can take all cargo, because we will be bringing iron ore from behind the oil refinery, bringing it to the steel mill, and we'll bring steel back to the goods factory. It'll be a good line to top this episode off. So we're making its own ramp to take some pressure off that roundabout, because there's already a lot of traffic of my own vehicles going through that roundabout. And I enjoyed this little alleyway over the railway there, but it had to go for this ramp. So the ramp comes over and it comes down. That upgraded fine, and I realised I did a country road, so we've done one way there, and there is a good enough point to bring off. We go over again and then come down. Will it go well? No, it won't do that, so we'll do that instead. Boom boom. Good enough. Unfortunately, I have to rebuild these roads because the alleyway was really snug, and same here as well. So, you know, you build something, you gotta tear it up, rebuild it again. Serves me right for trash talking over budgets and doing things right the first time at the beginning of this. So we're building the roads, making this century hub that a little bit better. So I decided to do the station directly connected to the mine. And there we go. Good to go. Make my new line. So we bring ore to the steel mill, make sure it's on the right platform, and deliver it back to the goods. And hey presto, another line is running. So this is great. We've done a lot of work in this episode, and hopefully soon enough we will see some goods going into Sidmouth. Here I decide that some steel could come along on the train. It seems in this save that a lot of these manufacturing plants are already maxed out at 400, a real limit to the vanilla game. And there we go, we've reached the end of this video. The Century Hub by Sidmouth is operational. We are coming in from the first mega cargo line we've made that goes all the way to the centre of the map. 2 trains running it, and we get a good 400 rate on there. So of course we're making this hub look right by doing some painting, some forest ground near the top, and some dark gravel at the bottom connecting to the city. And we have one good heading to Sidmouth. We've done it. We got that goods factory going from nothing at all to producing something for our town. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for the next video. I do apologise again for echoes, but it's going to improve. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.